How's it going, everybody? I'm Josh from Elder Drunken Highlander, and I'm coming to you with another deck tech video for a really cool deck brewed on our Discord, Shu Yun Goad. It's a super interesting deck that abuses the fact that Shu Yun's ability doesn't specify that you can give double strike to your creatures. You can give it to your opponent's creatures, and then goad them. This deck just goads up our opponent's creatures, gives them double strike, and tries to kill our opponent's creatures. It's really simple. We're playing a pretty standard package of creatures, just stuff that either deals combat damage or tries to goad stuff. We have Drift of Phantasms here to tutor for things. We'll get to that a little bit later. And then we have Recruiter of the Guard also to tutor for certain things. That certain thing is Bothersome Quasit, which is kind of the main purpose of our deck. Casting an instant, instantly goading something, and then also instantly giving it double strike is really good. And the Quasit allows us to just do that every single turn. Or every single opponent's turn if we have the mana for it. Besides that, we have some other creatures that deal combat damage or goad or both. We have a Metamorph to clone our various goaders or clone some of our other important creatures, and we have just more goad stuff. It's really simple. We're just goading everything everywhere, goading things all over the place. It's kind of a goaded strategy. Ha. Artifacts are also pretty straightforward. It's just ramp stuff and also Bloodthirsty Blade. That's literally it. It's ramp and Bloodthirsty Blade. That's the entire artifact package. Our enchantments, though, that's where it gets interesting. We have the impetuses, the things that, goad stuff. We have one of the vows. I decided that the first strike vow obviously wasn't that good because we already give double strike to everything. And the vigilance vow isn't that good because we want things to be tapped so they can't block. Because if something's tapped, then you can attack into it more easily with a goaded creature. So we don't want to give our opponents vigilance with the white vow either. But Vow of Flight seems real good. Put that on a commander, give it +2/+2 and double strike, and just kill somebody. Heck yeah. So we have that going as well. And then our lands are pretty standard, 34 lands. I guess you could run less lands if you want. It's the normal Elder Drunken Highlander lands package with Inventor's Fair and then all the fetch lands and the enters the battlefield tapped dual lands and some shocks. That's how we do things. But here's the interesting part. We're gonna get to instants and sorceries. Gamble and Fervent Mastery are both really sweet. Savine's Reclamation is in here to get back things from the Fervent Mastery, like for example our Underworld Breach or whatever we want to use to spam cast spells. Besides that, we have a Besmirch, which goads something and also gains control of something. So we can gain control of an opponent's creature, give it double strike, beat someone to death with it, and then goad it so that they can beat someone to death with it on their turn too. This one's really sweet. And then Disrupt Decorum, aka Wrath of Goad, or Wrath of Goad, or whatever you want to call it. It's a Wrath of God that goads everything instead of killing it. That's really hit. And we have a ton of instants and sorceries. I tried to keep the things that drew cards and keep the things that were 1 mana or less, just because I don't want to spend more than 3 mana giving something double strike and killing somebody. So we have a lot of 1 mana spells here. And just things that draw a card. Visions of Beyond, because, drawing cards is good. This card's actually really sweet, forcing a block with Timely Interference. And then just a bunch of other cantrips, things that make things unblockable, flying, hard to block, can't block, etc. I'm not on a lot of sorceries that do this. Like, for example, you won't see any Renegade Tactics here, just because I want to be able to do it during opponent's turns and not my turn. And I'm running a bunch of free stuff too. Like, I'm on Daze, I'm on Snap and Snapback. I want to run a lot of free spells just so that I can cast things at instant speed for free and only have to pay 2 mana to give something double strike. It's also really good with it whenever you cast a non-creature spell, goad something. I can, goad something for free, basically, with my Bothersome Quasit, the name of this guy. Yeah, so that's really sweet. I enjoy that I get to do that. I'm not on any free counter spells in the deck just because I'm against the idea of free counter spells in casual, but I am on stuff like Unwind, I'm on stuff like Rewind, and I'm on Deflecting, Swat, and Misdirection to redirect removal away from Shu Yun, because that is one of the other really cool things that this deck can do. And also, it's one of the things that I'm more okay with than free counter spells. I don't know, free counter spells just to stuff an opponent's win seem kind of lame. Free counter spells to protect your commander are kind of cool, so I'll stick with Deflecting SWAT just because that's more applicable to defense rather than screwing somebody over with a free counter spell, which, I don't know, it just seems like an unnecessary stuff in casual. But yeah, that's basically the entire deck. You just want to find someone who has big creatures and enable their big creatures to kill everybody else. And then when they're done, just kill them the old-fashioned way with Shu Yun things, baby. You still have a commander with prowess that gives your own things double strike, and you can beat people to death that way. It's great. There's another version of this deck that's on our Discord that I'll link in the description, made by Pixel, who made a more enters the battlefield focused kind of version of the deck, where you blink creatures, and then the blink cards give your creatures double strike, and then the creatures entering goad stuff. So he's using stuff like Cloud Shift and Ephemerate to cast non-creature spells and goad things in a bit of a different way by blinking like a Jeering Homunculus or what have you. So a little bit of a different take on the deck and something really, really cool. Another thing that I thought of for building this deck is active aggression style effects. We have one of them in this version, but there are more that we could run besides just Besmirch. Besmirch is really sweet, but I would love to pay 5 mana every single turn just to steal an opponent's creature and give it double strike. That sounds hilarious, and I think that would be a really fun deck too. So there's a lot of ways that you can take this deck building concept. There's a lot of things that you can do with it in order to make it your own, and I really want to see a lot of other people building stuff like this. Shu Yun Goad is just really fun, and I think it's a really silly way to go for the Goad archetype, which is something that annoys people a lot of the time to play against. So if you're going to upset everybody by goading their creatures, might as well do it in a cool and creative way. That's all we have for this video. Is a really, really simple one. Shoutouts to Pixel on their Discord for inspiring me to want to make this deck. This is kind of a last-minute deck tech that I'm really, really excited about, so I can't wait to actually try this deck out on our Discord. I'll try to play this in some casual games in the future pretty soon. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. We have a Patreon. You can go there. You can follow us on Twitter. You can check out our other social media links down in the description. And yeah, if you enjoyed this kind of stuff, leave a comment, leave a like, tell us what you think. And if you want your own deck lists into the descriptions of our videos and have me talk about them like I did with Pixel's deck, then brew on our Discord, and maybe something that you do will inspire me, because every once in a while it happens and we get a cool video like this. That's all. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay janky, my friends. See y'all next time.